So in this video, we're going to look at Kontakt's Time Machine. It's a really powerful way to manipulate audio. And I just want to show you something first to give you some context. In fact, let me just show you that I've got on here, I've got Machine providing a bit of a backing. And I've got an instance of Kontakt loaded here. And let me just explain what I'm talking about here. Yeah, so look. Firstly, let me get a sample. On my desktop, I've got a couple of these. So I'm going to drag this one on. It's created an instrument. I'm going to open it up. And let me just first of all drop this down onto sampler. And let me just check I can trigger this. Let me just see in Ableton if I've got MIDI transmit on. Okay, so we can hear that. Let me just switch on my template. I need to just check which one of these pages has the octave on it. There we go. Let me take it up.
Fantasy.
There we go. So we're back at the original root.
Fantasy.
That's the root note of the sample. So let me just show you that. Let's open it up, mapping editor. If I select the zone, you can see the root note selected here. So that's C3.
Fantasy.
So a little bit of a slow attack there. So we go to the wave editor and I'm going to bring this down. You can see the sample start point here. So fantasy. Just taking out that F, let me come back a bit.
Fantasy.
That's great. So at the moment, right, this is how it's set up. If I go up, what's going to happen is the sample is going to play higher in pitch, but it's going to sound faster.
Fantasy.
So going up on the machine pads here is going up on the keyboard. You could use any MIDI keyboard to control Kontakt. Doesn't have to be machine. So
Fantasy.
You hear what's going on there. And if I just take my octave down.
Fantasy.
So we're going from slow to fast as we go up. Now, that's what happens under normal circumstances with almost every sampler. That's your traditional pitch and time rules. Let me just show you something, right? So what I'm going to do, let me take these away for the moment, is I'm going to switch the source mode from sampler to time machine. All right, so have a listen now, okay? So the same thing, I'm going to go up and down in pitch, but listen to the timing.
Fantasy.
The phrasing of the word fantasy, the timing of all of those syllables is exactly the same because that's the advantage of Time Machine.
Fantasy.
Let me take it up the octave.
Fantasy.
We're starting to hear that texture of the real kind of processed granular texture coming through, and that's because this is using granular resynthesis to do the job. And you know, you're used to things like time stretch, time compression. This is all the same kind of family of processing. Now I'm going to show you something else.
Fantasy.
If I was to grab the speed control,
Fantasy.
that's that real old school time stretch vibe. And you've heard that in movies, you know, like in The Matrix, you know, that scene where Neo, he takes a pill and then goes down the phone and everything kind of melts and he ends up in reality. So it's a time stretch effect being used. So we've got full control here. That's the amazing thing. So Time Machine allows us to get independent control of tuning, speed, and some other parameters here that I'll show you fairly soon. So that's a little primer, a little intro there. Now, what I want to do is I want to actually just get rid of that instrument. So what I'm going to do is come up, I'm going to set up a new instrument again. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to go to the mapping editor. And this time I'll take two of these and drag them on. So you can see here, if I go upwards, it increases the span of each sample across the keyboard, and go down, it reduces it. I just want these literally next to each other, probably about C3, C sharp 3. Let me just see what's going on. Check my octave.
Fake. Fantasy.
There we go. Now, if I select both of these and come down, we can do the Time Machine on here. And the other thing, actually, I just need to get that second one. The fantasy, just need to change that start point again as I did before, so probably somewhere around
fantasy.
That's good. Right, so we can tuck these away now, we're dealt with. And I'm going to show you how we can set up the MIDI control now for these. Right, this is where it becomes a lot of fun. Come over to the Auto tab on the browser over here. And what we need to do, Kontakt is such a deep plugin. There's so many possibilities with automation that you need to manually set stuff up first and then do the MIDI Learn after. So you've got a list of possible automation numbers that can be assigned to controls within Kontakt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first one, drag this over to tune. I'm going to take the second one, drag this over to speed, and then the last one I'm going to take onto grain. Okay, and you'll hear that fairly soon. So that's those three. Now what I want to do is assign those to MIDI control. At the moment, I've got my template here, my Ableton template. So what's happening with Machine is it's behaving like a MIDI controller, all right, but with just some slightly advanced kind of capabilities because of the custom template. But any of your MIDI controllers would work in exactly the same way. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a page where I've got my MIDI CCs. You can see here, free MIDI CC assign. I'm just going to go for these 4 over here, and I'm going to set tune. I'm going to right click on this, going to go Learn MIDI CC, going to rotate this one. Can you see that? So that's assigning now the control to first one to tuning. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the next one to speed. So we've got tune, speed, and then the third one. So right click on grain, third one over here. So they're the steps. Okay, that's really important that first of all, you set up on the Auto tab, the host automation here, drag this over onto the controls that you want to use, and then do your MIDI Learn after. Okay, so let's have a play around with this. Right, let me just show you something. Right, so if I
fake,
there's the fake. Now we're going to adjust the tuning.
fake,
So we've got that control, the speed.
fake, 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 fake.
Now I've frozen time. When speed hits 0%, we freeze time. I'm going to take the grain. So to the right, we get that stepped, stuttered kind of vibe. To the left, really buzzy. But look, if I have that set to the 100 milliseconds and then take pitch, look at the range. It goes down to minus 36 semitones and positive 36 semitones. Let me change the speed a bit. Certain parts of the vocal might be quieter than others. When you're using the speed, what you're doing is you're kind of tracking forwards a bit. Then you can freeze. So go forwards and then freeze at the speed that you choose. Let's try the other word.
Fantasy. Fantasy.
So you can see the scope there. Okay, so we set it up so that we can do some mad kind of performance stuff. And for this to be recorded into the sequencer, that's the whole kind of vibe there. So it's a bit of a hands-on, improvised approach to playing around with things.